Most people think millionaires have secret strategies, special investments, insider opportunities, complex financial systems. But when researchers study wealthy individuals, something surprising appears. The biggest difference isn't secret tactics, it's habits, small, consistent behaviors repeated over years that slowly build wealth. The problem is that these habits are simple but not easy. They require patience, discipline, and long-term thinking, and that's exactly why most people skip them. Today we're breaking down 5 habits that quietly build millionaires, and the real reason most people never stick with them. When people imagine wealth, they often picture dramatic events: a successful startup, a viral business idea, a huge stock market win. But in reality, most millionaires didn't get rich overnight. They built wealth gradually through steady financial behavior. Income matters, of course, but what matters even more is what happens after income arrives. Do you spend it, or do you build something with it? Millionaire habits focus on the second option. They're less about flashy success and more about consistent decisions over long periods of time. Let's start with the most important habit of all. Habit 1. Spending less than you earn. This sounds obvious, but it's one of the hardest habits to maintain. Modern life constantly pushes people towards spending. Advertising encourages upgrades. Social media normalizes luxury. Easy credit removes immediate financial pain. Because of this, many people increase their spending every time their income rises. They buy a bigger house, a newer car, more expensive vacations. This pattern is called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the biggest obstacles to wealth. Millionaires often resist this pattern. They increase spending slowly, if at all. Instead, they maintain a gap between income and expenses. That gap becomes the fuel for investing and wealth creation. Without that gap, building wealth becomes almost impossible. Habit 2. Investing consistently. Saving money alone rarely builds large wealth. Money sitting in a bank account grows very slowly. Millionaires typically invest their surplus income into assets: stocks, businesses, real estate, index funds. The key isn't perfect timing, it's consistency. Regular investing allows compounding to work over long periods. Compounding means that investment returns generate additional returns over time. At first, the growth appears small, but as years pass, the effect accelerates. This is why people who start investing early often accumulate far more wealth than those who start later. Yet many people skip this habit, not because investing is impossible, but because the benefits are delayed. The rewards of consistent investing may take years to become visible, and patience is rare. Habit 3. Long-term thinking. Millionaires often think in decades rather than months. They focus on decisions that improve their future rather than immediate comfort. This might include developing valuable skills, building businesses, or investing in long-term assets. Short-term thinking tends to prioritize instant gratification, buying things that feel good today, chasing quick profits, switching strategies whenever results aren't immediate. But wealth rarely grows through short-term thinking. It grows through sustained effort over long periods. People who develop the habit of long-term thinking naturally make different financial choices. They evaluate purchases differently, they approach risk differently, and they are more willing to wait for results. Habit 4. Continuous learning. Many wealthy individuals spend significant time learning, not necessarily in formal classrooms, but through reading, research, and curiosity. They study industries, they analyze opportunities, they learn from other successful people. Financial markets change, technology evolves, new industries appear. People who continuously learn adapt to these changes faster. This gives them an advantage when new opportunities emerge. Unfortunately, learning requires effort. After long workdays, many people prefer passive entertainment over active learning. There's nothing wrong with relaxation, but replacing even a small portion of passive time with learning can dramatically increase long-term earning potential. Habit 5. Delayed gratification. Perhaps the most powerful habit of all is delayed gratification. This means choosing a larger future reward instead of a smaller immediate one, saving instead of spending, investing instead of upgrading, building assets instead of consuming income. Delayed gratification doesn't mean never enjoying life. It means understanding trade-offs. Every dollar spent today is a dollar that cannot grow tomorrow. Millionaires tend to evaluate these trade-offs carefully. They are comfortable postponing certain luxuries while building financial security. Many people struggle with this habit because modern culture emphasizes immediate rewards, one-click purchases, instant entertainment, fast results, but wealth rarely follows that timeline. Why most people skip these habits? If these habits are so powerful, why don't more people follow them? The answer lies in psychology. These habits feel boring. They lack excitement. There's no dramatic moment where everything suddenly changes. Instead, progress appears slow, saving small amounts, investing regularly, learning gradually. The rewards often appear years later. Meanwhile, spending money provides immediate pleasure. Buying something new feels good instantly. Building wealth often feels invisible for a long time. That psychological difference makes disciplined habits difficult to maintain. The compounding effect of habits. The real power of these habits comes from compounding. Just as investments compound financially, habits compound behaviorally. Spending slightly less each month leads to larger savings. Consistent investing leads to growing portfolios. Continuous learning leads to better opportunities. Over time, these small behaviors produce dramatically different outcomes. Two people earning the same salary can end up with completely different financial futures simply because their habits differ. One spends everything, the other builds assets. Years later, the gap becomes enormous. Wealth is often quiet. Another important reality is that many millionaires don't look wealthy. They drive practical cars. They live in reasonable homes. They avoid unnecessary expenses. Their wealth exists in investments, businesses, and financial assets rather than visible luxury. This quiet approach allows their money to keep working and growing. Meanwhile, people who appear wealthy sometimes carry large debts supporting expensive lifestyles. The difference between appearance and reality can be enormous. Starting small still matters. Many people believe wealth habits only matter if they have large incomes, but the habits themselves matter more than the starting amount. Even small investments can grow significantly over time. Developing discipline early creates momentum. As income increases, those habits become even more powerful. The key is consistency rather than perfection. Small actions repeated over long periods create significant change. Becoming a millionaire rarely depends on a single breakthrough. Instead, it usually comes from habits repeated over many years, spending less than you earn, investing consistently, thinking long-term, learning continuously, and practicing delayed gratification. These habits may seem simple, but their long-term impact is enormous. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like button so more people can discover it. Subscribe for more insights on money, habits, and strategies that quietly build long-term wealth. And remember, wealth rarely comes from one big decision. It comes from thousands of small ones made consistently over time.